Hello, I am Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. I am yet again trying to rescue my poor defenses Kerbal Naught. Seeing some tutorials, and we're going to see what we can do. At the moment, my big problem is getting... No, I don't want to do that. Well, maybe I do. Anyway, I'm just going to go with the Stay Putnik for control. Oh, no, I don't know what I'm going to use. I don't know what to use. Click. Gonna go with that thing. Always go with that thing. So I'm gonna go with that thing. Slap some solar panels on it. Then chuck a pod underneath it. Radial mount parachutes. And then I'm going to do the thing I should have done right at the beginning and made sure that nothing, that I wasn't actually occluding the main. Oh, there you go, just do that. No, that's actually not very sensible. Let's chuck those there. Chuck those on top. There you go. Now I'm going to assume I have enough monopropellant. In the thing itself to do any maneuvering, and really I probably don't want to do that much maneuvering using its monopropellant. Right, so right, that's what we're going to be taking up. That's what I want to be floating around, hunting for Jebediah Kerbal. So underneath that, so to get this up into orbit itself, oh no, I want to stack decoupler before I do anything else. That's right. So underneath that, gosh, no, this is the that's the thing I'll grab. I'm going to accept this slightly less gimbally version of engine just for raw power. And another... oh, that's not where I want to be. I want to be here. Another stack decoupler. And then my ridiculous booster arrangement. So I've got a lot of parts in in hand. I've got a lot of tonnage. What I haven't done is done anything to make anything below the main module rescuable. And I'll admit to not particularly caring. Okay, so that's the first stage, which is good. So we will chuck that in there. So I'm just dumping this whole bottom stage and not caring. And there we go. Right, what I might do, grab that, check out the center of mass. So I do have some spare like mass and parts in that. So I'm going to chuck these RCS motors on. At the centre of mass, although probably I should be slightly further forward on the grounds that by the time we get up to space, or once I'm up out there and I've been doing orbital manoeuvres, then the centre of mass will have moved forwards because I'll have less fuel in there. So I'll have used up some of the fuel, so there'll be less fuel. So this bottom half here, which is the fuel tank, will weigh less, and therefore the centre mass will gradually shift forwards. But this is close enough, I think. The question is whether I have in fact done enough to get a fairly large amount of fuel up into orbit, such that I can do the rescue mission. Wait for it to catch up. Bring up the nav ball. Turn off probe. So the only thing that I'm really seeing here is Mr. Jeb. Well, no, it's not Jeb. It's Harold. Now, I've been doing a few of these and I've been failing a lot. I'm going to start my run when Harfrod Kerbal, Kerbal idiot. It's about there. We'll set him as a target. So he's between 87 and 95. So I want to essentially match his orbit very precisely and then maneuver and then change my altitude to speed up or slow down. But I want to match, other than that, match his orbit fairly precisely. Or at least that's what I think I need to do. So those are going to go off at then, chuck then, and that goes off. So throw up. Those parachutes are almost certainly useless. These ones here, because I suspect where I'm going to be in the atmosphere at the time, it'll be completely irrelevant. Well, let's see what happens, eh? It might be that I actually want, I don't know, even more power. I mean, I've got the parts and the weight allowance to chuck even more rockets on the back end of this thing. If I want to completely Kerbal this to an absurd degree. Wondering if I should maybe have put in some struts and kind of spread the edges out a little bit. Okay, now I do my gravity turn. I'm actually tipping over. And it's good. The main thing is is as much as possible get lots of fuel. Up at this level. So I have room to maneuver, basically. That is going to match the orbit very nicely. It might be slightly above, but I can always bring it in. I'm going to be slightly above because I actually ended up being slightly above. But that's going to be alright, so I can then adjust it pretty well. In fact, I might want to be slightly above because I'm actually ahead of him rather more than I thought I was going to be. So being outside is not that big of a problem. So we'll remember to aim towards the maneuver node. Because I always forget that because I'm an idiot. We'll go for burn at 22 seconds. I may or may not be able to get to this full burn with that stage. No. So those parachutes work completely different. And while I have a fair amount of fuel, looks like my engine... maybe. I was about to complain about my engine, but I'm not. I may be wrong about that. I'll get rid of that stage only, because I now only have the one stage. Should I have got a more powerful engine, a more powerful gimbaled engine? I don't know. Right, so not quite as I would like. Oop, get rid of that move node. So I want to circularize this. And just be a little bit outside. It's going to be easy to use Kerbal, I think. Yeah. So I want to be outside the orbit because he is behind me, so I want him to catch up. So I want an orbit that's more or less the same outside of his as all the way around. Checking my electric charge, because my electric charge is going to go down because I'm currently in shadow. But I'm about to come out of shadow. And then yeah, okay, so I'm alright then. Alright, reset myself towards the node, towards the maneuver. Estimating on 1 second burn, so there you go. Let that run. Turn on this light. Just a bit dim outside. I'm actually being lit by my window, which is off that way. Just a bit dim. I think I might use my throttle instead of just going, because it's only a 1 second burn, so I want to be fairly cautious about this. Right, so I am now a little bit outside of... Where's he gone? Where is he? There he is. Harfrod. Right. His periapsis is 87. I don't know when my periapsis even is. I'm at 105. His apoapsis is 95. Mine's at... So I'm about 20k out, I think. 20k further out than he is. 87. Yeah, give or take, I'm about 20 clicks outside him. So, intersect 1. Has a fairly hefty separation. But around about the point where I pass there, it should update. Maybe when we both pass there, or maybe when I pass there. But it should this should update pretty soon. Or not. Maybe that was it updated. You can see the distance shrinking. So at some point that intercept distance should change. Also get rid of that. Anyway. Ah, that's why that was. Okay, I think this might. Right. So currently, his intercept is 71 kilometers. Now he's going to pass me at some point then. So I need to bring myself down because I hadn't got rid of that maneuver node. That's annoying. Never mind. So I'm going to bring my orbit down a bit, closer to his. And I may need to go underneath because it looks like I'm nuts. Because I hadn't got rid of that maneuver node. Yeah, he's going to pass me now. So in fact, I want to now be underneath him. Not a huge amount, it's going to be a little bit underneath. Because ultimately I want to be very close to the same orbit as him, but, you know, but catching up to him, or the opposite. And I need not to take a phone call because it's just stopped. So there you go. I do hope that wasn't something important because they just hang up. Anyway, where's my maneuver node? Completely lost it. Oh, I've missed this. What's happened? Or there you go. Well, actually, probably I could do it there instead. Well, actually, Apoapsis is probably Apoapsis is probably better for bringing in the it is better for bringing in the Periapsis. So we will do it there. So it's going to be slightly inside his orbit there. Watching that ball, watching the speed. Thank you. It's my new Periaps, which is about. No, that's about 10k underneath him, which is probably not what I want. I really want to get. No, never mind. Perhaps I want to start instead of. I think I might. Yeah. Anyway. Possible I want to start, carefully eyeballing these things rather than relying too much on the numbers. That's going about 10k underneath him as well. So he's on 2248 kph, and I'm on 2193. So I might want to start actually thinking more in terms of my orbital velocity rather than anything else. But never mind, we'll work it out. Got plenty of fuel. So we can work stuff out from there. Nope, don't know who that number was from, so I don't care. Okay, track the maneuver node. Okay. Now I'm going to intersect 122 kilometers. I'm very gradually creeping up with him. Hang on. Before I do anything, did I delete that maneuver node? I think I did. Because maneuver nodes, if you leave them on there, will screw up this calculation. Right, so we're getting quite close at this point. Going to be within 32 kilometers. So that's over 100 kilometers gained. So again, okay, so he's going at 2255, I'm going at 2267. So I'm going to add another maneuver node. It's going to get prograde a little bit. Where's my apoapsis? So I want to go really very close to his orbit at this point. A lot of subtle jockeying for position. Get myself back on the maneuver nodes. Or the maneuver point. Oh, I wish I had a proper pilot. But to get a proper pilot, I'd have needed a bigger cockpit. I would have been, a module that could take 2 people, but I only put 1 person in it. Get rid of that maneuver node. Now on my apoapsis, I do much the same thing. I just very delicately kind of aim, about there. The idea is to very delicately halve the distance-ish between my orbit and his orbit. the idea, obviously, it's as simple as I want to be in the same orbit as he is, very close to him. Yeah, I hope we don't pass each other. I may be overdoing it a little. Brief burst of speed. Or brief burst of time warp, anyway. Right, so the distance between us is still shrinking. But hopefully not too fast. And we'll kill that maneuver node. Because I've got time, I don't have to zoom up on him really, really quickly. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going towards him at 158 meters a second. So there you go. So 47 kilometers, and then it's going to update 10 kilometers. So we'll do another orbit. Actually, I'll do. How different are these? We might start actually passing each other. 87 versus 83. '92, rated 95. Well, our apoapses are really very close. I think I'm going to keep those. And maybe chuck a maneuver. Oh, hang on. No, that's not what I want at all. Right, I'm just going to hit prograde. If I can find it. Where's prograde gone? Slightly. So I'm still. Okay, no, I'm just going to leave it now. Put a maneuver here. I was overconfident, I think. in how much how close I was. How close we're going to be here going to the 5k, which is very close. How far are we now? I may actually be able to start being able to see right, currently right. The front of the ship should now be pointing directly at. Here we go. So it's currently 39 clicks away from me at the minute. According to this, we might pass within 5. At which point I might want to start doing aiming directly for him. I mean, I should be. I mean, I could still be. I should maybe still be concentrating on sensible maneuvers and things like that. But no, I've got a little bit of time, so I will fiddle with this for a bit. So take my periapsis up to 87. Still 30 odd kilometers out from each other. Well, actually, that might be the new predicted. So I don't know actually what's going to happen. Still 34 clicks away from him. Now would be a good time to head towards the correct maneuver. How far is he at the minute? 27. 27 clicks. Fair amount of fuel. It's all little tiny adjustments. Right. Now, I may or may not want or care about this at this point. But the So now I want to see if I can adjust my apoapsis. His is 95.9. Well, let's call it 96. Just under 96. And mine is currently 92. And that's going to be within 300 meters, so I think I'm going to keep that. Now where actually am I at this point? There we are. Currently 25 clicks away. So we'll let time progress. We'll pass by that, nothing will happen because there's a maneuver node active. I will be reminded by the navball that I've got a maneuvered place to go to. $15K difference. Sneaking up on him. I'm actually wondering if I shouldn't actually spend a bit more time at this level, but according to this, I'm going to have a very good connection. Intercept. Oh, not so much as well. Okay, hold on. So maybe I want to keep myself where I am still slightly catching up with them, because I am 15K. Right, I'm going to go around another orbit, just for paranoia's sake. So that is saying separation 16K. Get rid of that. Separation 1.5K. I think we'll have that. So 1.5K, I can definitely just go towards the bugger. Because at 1.5K, he's within physics distance of me. In fact, in 1.5K, I can swap to him, and he can theoretically at least RCS to me. But obviously, I'm going to do that to him and get closer to him first. Well, why are we going away from each other? Oh, because our orbits aren't. I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a maneuver node there. Not actually do anything with it, but it'll give me an idea of when to. So what I'm going to want to do is kill my speed to him. So I go retrograde, and now kill my speed relative to him. So at this point, I'm not actually using the. Am I seeing at this point? At this point, I'm not using the maneuver node as anything other than a timing thing. No, the back end of the rocket is pointed that way. There he is. So when I get to about 30 odd seconds, so you can see that the speed is reducing, the distance is reducing. So let's do it now. So because I'm on target, that retrograde should be such that my hitting this is reducing my speed relative to the target rather than relative to my orbit or anything like that. I'm not going up or down. Well, obviously, any change you make will change your orbit, but that's not the point here. Oops. That's currently not doing what I think it should do. Maybe what I need to do. Right, I'm just going to head towards the target. And I'm going to kill that maneuver node actually, because now it's getting in the way. So now what I'm looking for is when the right, let's go find the retrograde. When those two start separating, I'll know that I will want to kill my speed again. Although I might start doing it anyway. Unless, I might be, if I'm coincidentally right on the exact right course, which I'm probably not, then I can all do it from here. Very unlikely to be aimed directly, properly at him. Nice as that would be. So they're beginning to separate. Scott Manley says when they get to about 90 degrees of each other, that's when you want to do a course correction. Close enough for government work. Right, so I should now be again basically 82 meters. Should this be the point where I start? Now I'm going to start doing it with I need to activate the RCS thing. Getting close! Got tons of fuel left, so I'll be able to deorbit and everything. Oh my god, I can see him! Wow! Now technically, yeah, so I can now point at him again. And then... So I'm effectively using, like I'm docking. I can see him, hello! So fairly soon, in fact, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna right. Now I should... Yes! I don't get a nav ball for him. But... Get a nav ball for him? Arg. Oh! Bumped into it. Okay. No, okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong end. Okay, right. So it's a bit weird. I'm kind of more... Right, move to chase cam. Why did that happen? I don't know why that happened. Keeps changing orientation, which is very confusing to me. But I really wish I'd done this during the day, or arranged it for it to be a night. Right, so I'm very close at this point. Could have put some lights on the thing. I want to go down, and I want to basically I need to get close enough. Can I turn lights on? I need to get close enough that it gives me the option to grab on. Yes! Yes! Ah! Now, I guess I need to control from here. And yes! Yes! We have Kerbal capture! Turn off the LCS. I've just clicked a thing that's made Kerbal Space Program minimize. I hope it does not crash. I will be very upset if it crashes. Sometimes it does not like being minimized. Okay, so we want to deorbit. That's what we want to do, which means retrograde. That's not retrograde. Let's do it properly, shall we? Can I get close to the space center? This will require me remembering where the bloody space center is. Right. Time to that node, 17 minutes. Oh no. Scott Manley did this thing where about how to land directly onto a position, right? So this is doing a rescue mission on the moon. So essentially what you do is you use this node here to think, okay, 17 minutes. I think I would need to know my thrust, and I don't know my thrust properly, or maybe I can find it. Where's my spacecraft? Start putting lights on the damn thing. There we go. A specific impulse. Yeah, in theory. So basically what you do is you work out when you want to do your burn. And the other thing, yeah, there's other things I'm going to do. Because I need to take into account the actual rotation of the planet and stuff. Because I want to land as close. I want to see if I can be a posy git and land on the space center. But there's the rotation of the planet itself, which is 179, so 170 something meters a second. So like how far ahead do I need to and I also can't remember which way it goes actually. Yeah, so I need to aim here a certain amount. I can't remember how much you want to aim. Right, anyway. None of this, let's go to this. So we're actually going to do it properly at the apoapsis. And we're going to retrograde ourselves. I'm going to try and aim for about here up. Of course, there's all sorts of factors to do with air braking and such. So that's going to deorbit me, and actually I don't really care. But this will nicely deorbit me. And I don't care where I end up, to be honest. Yes! So I've got Herman aboard a vessel, and I need to return home. And I don't think it knows what burn. It doesn't know what burn to give me because I don't think I've actually fired these engines at full thrust long enough for it to know. Let's go out. One. So I'm going to come in fairly shallow because my periapsis is at 34, so it's going to be well within air braking. Yeah, okay. I was kind of hoping that you could do a thing where it would tell you. It'd be really nice to be able to point at a bit of an orbit and say, okay, what height am I at that point? So I'm just going to go to now. I might as well just go off map mode. Take myself off orbit, and again I can't find my bloody spaceship. There we go. I need to start putting lights on them so I can see them. If it weren't for this big Milky Way, I just wouldn't be able to know. I wouldn't be able to find it. Nah, there we go. We're in the light now. So we're going to point ourselves. Oh, what do I want? I'm on chase cam. Let's go to free cam. Let's go to auto cam. Yeah, we're going to point ourselves retrograde. That maneuver's still there. Goodbye. So basically, we're pointing arse end. So I'm now in the atmosphere, so I'll be slowing down some. And when I get closer, I'll do other things, I guess. Yeah, I think the next funky thing is learning how to land close to the space center. Then I can be a real smart ass about that. Let's go up a bit in terms of warp. Actually, no, I can't do it now. When he was in space, I could have very quickly taken a do science in space mission. I can't do that now because I'm no longer in space. So I actually had a lot of fuel left. So that was a massively over-engineered rocket. I could have had less. I could have had half the fuel, and it would have still worked probably. But hey, I think that's the. Where are we? Oh no, I think that's the space center in there. So possibly the cleverer thing would have been to deliberately overshoot, and I may be overshooting. I'm not sure. But then I can go for a retrograde burn to kind of kill my forward velocity and just fall straight down when I get above the space center. So what I could do in that case? I'm going to be aiming. Well, I'm going to be very close there anyway. And in fact, I'll probably undershoot because of the aero braking that I'm not actually taking into consideration. Right, let's claw back some of the time warp a bit. Yeah, that's the space ender. So I think I am going to undershoot, and I can't be bothered doing anything fancy. Because I've got a thruster here. I can do fancy things if I really cared. So I'm pushing more and more directly downwards. That was silly. It didn't help. Right, so I'm just going to unwarp. And at about this point. So now I'm under 2.5. I thought I put parachutes on that thing. Did I not? Oh well. Guess not. I thought I put parachutes on it. But very clearly I didn't. I was about to say I'm within sight of the space center, but only if you're higher up, because it's beyond the horizon now, but I have a happy Kerbal. He's saved. Sweet. Parachutes are slowing me down nicely. So I'll have spent a little more money than I really needed to. I ended up massively overestimating how much I was going to need. But hey. Right. A few more meters to go. Strange graphical glitch. Don't know what that is. It is quite interesting. I've tried this mission so many times, and it was all just went horribly wrong every single time, and that was actually quite easy. It took a long while. There's a lot of fiddly manoeuvring. So this has been over an hour. I've lost the thing that tells me how long I've been recording this. Well, I haven't lost it. It's just underneath another window. Yes, come on! Splash down. Oh yeah. Right, recover vessel. Yes. I want to know how we got there in the first place, because as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one sending things into space, so I don't know how we got there. No science. Some parts, but not very many. So I think I sent about a 12. So I've lost about 12 grand, give or take. But I don't really care. I've got him, and he's got an experience point. Done. So contract complete. Rescue Harfrod Kerbal from Kerbal. So 50k monies and some reputation. Brilliant. Oh, he's now part of the space crew, so that's okay. And get him aboard a vessel. That gives you a piddling amount of money just to get him there. So I have now got 240 monies. I could upgrade that. What's the thing I want to upgrade? I want to upgrade my science place. Anyway, who cares about any of that? I'm going to look at more contracts later. It doesn't matter. Thanks so much for watching. Very long episode. I really don't know how to split this up. Well, I know of some methods, but none of them I want to do. But anyway, so long episode, but we did get it back. Yes. So thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share if you've been enjoying these. Join us at www.nearlyenoughdice.com for our weekly role-playing game podcast and blog. And finally, until we meet again, remember to always reach for the stars.